After saving Absalom from a threat by the Whispering Tyrant and their servants festering within the grisly fair, our heroes took the fight to the Gravelands. Although they achieved victory over one of the tyrant's most powerful servants, it came at a dreadful cost, and they went their separate ways. A year has passed since then, and our heroes find themselves drawn together once again. Mysterious Harrow Cards have appeared in their possession, and the cards seem drawn to one another, pulling them back to the city of Absalom. The cards want to be whole once more, but their presence and their power is not unknown to everyone. As various groups mobilize to take them for their own, our heroes will find themselves drawn to a conflict, not just with these forces, but for the fate of Galarian itself. The cards have been dealt. Welcome to Stolen Fates. Hello everyone, and welcome to Tabletop Obscura presents Stolen Fate!
Hello.
Well, I guess this means we're back, baby. How are we all?
You know what? Not too bad. Thanks for asking, Matt. How about yourself?
I'm not too bad. It's been something of a week, but I'm kind of glad to be getting back into the pattern of things.
It's only been 4 days, Matt.
Since what?
Since the year started.
Yeah,
How can it have been a week yet?
Oh dear God.
That 4 days is getting longer and longer, huh?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's getting absolutely longer. But no, we're doing well. Everyone had a nice New Year's / Christmas / whatever else.
I got to see dinosaurs.
Jealous.
Pretty rad.
I got to see fucking dinosaurs. It was so cool. I went to southern Utah for Christmas break, and down there they have there's the Morrison Formation, which is a geologic formation. It's where they found Utah raptor, which is our state dinosaur. And also the biggest type of raptor that has ever been found.
No, sorry, wind that back a bit. State dinosaur?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought the state dinosaur was insert politician name here.
Very
Wow.
funny.
But do other states have... Sorry, I'm going to fixate on this a
I
little bit.
assume. Let me check.
Yeah,
New
like-
Zealand has the Haast eagle.
Yeah, Queensland has the Motobarosaurus.
New South Wales has a fish.
Really? A fish?
Yeah.
Couldn't we do better?
The
No.
coelacanth. No, the coelacanth was in...
It's not the
Atlanta?
coelacanth.
It's not the coelacanth?
No, there were other fish.
Surely
They
we
would
can do
love
better.
The fossil is nicknamed Fred to honor Fred Fairwings, who discovered the fossil. So, our state dinosaur is a fish named Fred.
What
mean,
about
that's
all the
very
megafauna?
Australian.
They're technically dinosaurs.
Take it up with
Yes.
the government.
Not all states have a state dinosaur, but some of them do. However, a lot of them have state fossils. So, like most of them have state fossils. So, it might be that they've just got a non-dinosaur fossil.
So,
Yeah,
pretty much...
ours is technically a state fossil, not state dinosaur. So we don't have a state dinosaur.
So, like, before it gets put in the machine? That's boring.
Pennsylvania and Rhode Island both have a state fossil of the trilobite. But apparently, Pennsylvania specifies what type of trilobite theirs is, and Rhode Island does not.
Oh, I like Pennsylvania. That's
Well,
pedantic on a whole new level.
yeah, that's
And
kind of
also, I
amazing.
would note that Rhode Island, adopted the trilobite as their state fossil after Pennsylvania.
Oh my god.
There's a certain sort of charm that draws you to them, Nick.
I'm trying to think if I've got any announcements. Oh, I do have a kind of announcement. The first one is we have a new channel point redeem.
Oh, do we?
We do.
What is it?
Oh no.
Pixelation.
Glad I didn't spend any of my channel points on naming Pokemon.
Oh, and the hydrate. There we go.
I gotta make sure you're well hydrated.
I would have got 3 at a time.
Real
You know,
frustrated.
hiking through the desert has taught me that hydration is important.
I mean, hiking anywhere.
Where were you on, what was it, Wednesday?
Yeah,
New
yeah,
Year's Day? Yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. Hell with you.
It wasn't my fault.
Probably in the
You
desert.
were encouraging it.
What happened Wednesday?
So,
New Year's Day.
We go to this quaint little amusement park, hashtag. First sign says Maze Trail that way. Matt's kid sees that and is just like, we gotta go on this. I love
Gotta do
mazes.
it.
Wait, isn't this the
God,
second
do
time Matt's gotten you lost in a maze?
Oh, no. I never made it to the maze.
No.
So this maze trail was, you had to go up a mountain,
Yep.
and we all thought, okay, this is kind of a crap maze, but it's definitely a trail. When you reach the top, that's when the signs point maze that way, trail that way. We hadn't even got there.
How long was the hike up the mountain?
It was
350 meters. There was a sign quite clearly labeled at the bottom of the trail being like, the maze, 350 meters this way. We weren't
that's
expecting
not a
uphill.
mountain. That's a hill.
for Nick, it is.
We don't really have mountains. Like, the same size as the Americas. Or, I mean, really anywhere else in the world. Our tallest mountain is under 3 kilometers tall. And you can't really tell it apart from any other place because it's 3 kilometers from sea level. The mountain
Wild.
itself is probably only like a kilometer high from the base.
That way they can
Wild.
spring it on you, and it's a surprise, and you just want to die.
And it was, look, the maze was actually legitimately good. If a bit dodgy. Look, the entire place was very... What's the best way to put it?
Bad.
Well, no, it was just... One day
Bad.
wants to be a theme park. But the toboggan ride was absolutely fun. I think I went on it like 3 or 4 times. Kaylee went on it like 6.
Yeah.
But no, it was a fun day. Or at least I enjoyed it. It would have been better if they had arcade machines, but I understand we can't have everything that we want.
I don't know. What I'm hearing is that Nick just needs to work on climbing.
Or everything else needs to level itself out.
Nick, you'd not make it in the West.
I'm well aware, and that's why I don't go there.
Nick is definitely a city boy.
Nick is a stay in his room boy.
Then again, I'm kind of the same way, really.
But back to me seeing dinosaurs.
Yes.
So
Illustrata dies, Raptor Girl is born.
no, Illustrana's backup character has nothing to do with dinosaurs.
For the moment.
Actually, I would note that Illustrana actually has a lot to do with dinosaurs because birds are dinosaurs. So,
I thought you were going to say like elves.
Loved KFC.
well, elves invented dinosaurs, but that's besides the point.
Elves also invented dying to dinosaurs.
So I got to see some fragmentary fossils in the rock, which was very, very interesting. And then I got to see a really well preserved track bed that was originally like an old riverbank. I can post some pictures in the discussion channel For all of those people who are curious.
I thought they were very interesting.
They are very good fossils.
There's some like really beautiful theropod tracks, and I was walking with my family and I saw them and I was like, oh my god, those are some beautiful theropod tracks. And my dad just laughed because I didn't read like the plaque at all. And he had just read the plaque, and they were theropod dinosaur tracks, because I know my dinosaur tracks. Especially, like, theropods, they're so distinct. Listen, like, honestly, like, an amateur could have gotten that one.
Juliet,
Yeah.
what are your feelings on trains?
You know, I feel normal about trains, actually.
Okay, but what about like Dinosaur Train?
The TV show, never seen it.
Yeah, fair.
It's pretty good.
So I've heard.
It's pretty good. Like, they even split the dinosaurs up across their, like, the different periods, which is something a lot of dinosaur shows don't do, especially ones aimed at kids. But we should probably do character introductions before we start talking more about dinosaurs.
Gotta stop this. I'm actually young.
Well, actually, it was from the Paleographic era.
Dinosaurs didn't even have trains, idiot.
Checkmate.
All we know is that
Yes.
Juliet's.
Although they
Juliet
did leave
loved
tracks, so...
exobites.
So, who wants to go first with the character introduction?
Hi, I'm Nick. I play Bao Saiying, the Yaguai champion of Sun Wukong.
I mean, that was quick.
It's me. I am Sam. I play Korgard, a druid who shapeshifts a bunch.
It's me, Leo. I play Whisper, and she's creepy and punches things, because she's a monk.
I'm Juliet. I play Illustrana, and she rides around on a bird.
And crits, and crits, and crits, and crits, and crits.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I
just
wonder
a
what
rogue.
2025 is going to deliver to you in terms of 20s.
It's not even 20, sometimes it's a 6.
Yeah, it's still crit.
All right.
Yeah. And hello! Hi, the voice you're hearing is mine. I'm Obscura, and the lovely visage that you see standing in for me, who is currently pixelated, is my Eldritch Buddy D10. We're kind of in a shared buddy situation. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's something we set aside for each other for, you know, as a resolution for 2025. But I do a lot of GMing on the Tabletop Obscura channel. I also play video games and stuff on here from time to time. I've particularly been kind of hyper-focusing on Pokemon Infinite Fusion. The VODs have been proving to be quite popular, and people have been laughing their heads off at some of the combinations we've been doing. I'm a little bit surprised, because Infinite Fusion's kind of old.
Yeah, but still
It's
good.
never old.
Which is fun.
Pokemon.
It's fun. Though I understand I have been frustrating a couple of people, because I don't really care about too much about things like natures or EVs or, you know, the other nitty-gritty stuff of Pokemon.
If you're playing Pokemon casually, you've never needed to worry about those things.
No.
Correct.
Until they start throwing stupid combinations at you, like a Frostlass and a Lapras, as a gym battle.
Mhm.
Then you don't need to focus on it too much, but having some idea of combination that stat works together.
Oh yeah, no,
It helps.
absolutely. It does help. Like type matchings and everything else like that. It's just Pokemon Fusion particularly makes it difficult.
Mhm.
But otherwise, tonight we're running Stolen Fates. Tomorrow might be Gatewalkers. It's kind of a little bit up in the air at this point. Because we are probably going to have a player away. I'm not sure if I want to start with a player down. We might though anyway, just because I want to get things going.
Sakawachi's gonna die anyways.
Sakawachi is already ascended.
Oh right, you killed her. I mean,
Killer. Look, just quickly, I hate Chosen One narratives when it comes to a tabletop role-playing game. Especially when it's an NPC. I hate that shit so much.
when I first heard that it was a Chosen One narrative, because I haven't been keeping up with it, I just assumed that it was like one of the party was the Chosen One. And I'm like, if everyone's on board with that, that can be really fun.
Yeah.
And then Matt was like, oh, it's an NPC, by the way. And I was like, what the hell?
What the fuck? Okay, so we're relegating the players to spectators. Cool, love that. I changed it though, it's fine.
I feel like that's just asking for an NPC to get bullied.
Or, get into insurance sales work, I guess. That also is a thing that happens. You can't see it, but I'm staring at a particular player. But let's actually switch over to the map. Who remembers what happened last week? Not last week. Fuck. Last time.
Illustrana got self-conscious about a granny spying on her in her sleep.
I mean,
I
fair.
thought that happened the time before last.
We did some kingdom stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, we did sick kingdom stuff.
Oh, right. We were playing Hades as Hades.
I think we defeated a dragon.
You did defeat a
And we
cloud
got
dragon?
a card.
Mm-hmm.
And that card should probably go to Whisper.
Hmm.
I think there was some discussion about it.
The Yugla.
The juggler.
It's one of those things like I could take it, but I'm just never going to use it.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't.
You might use the reaction. Or the the
Oh yeah, I can with disarm. Yeah, actually.
yeah, that's the main, because I don't think any of us would use the primary feature. I'm gonna be so for real.
Yeah, I will take it then.
Good for throwing knives and stuff. Not so good for else.
Oh, okay. That reaction's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you don't get to see all the other stuff with the juggler, but that's fine.
yeah, we got a card and
Oh god, I remember now. Sorry.
oh, there were the mimes. Oh, God forbid the mimes. Oh, and then a really hot lady came to visit us.
Oh,
And we
that
let
was
her
great.
set
I
up
love that.
whatever
Bit.
temple she wanted.
Hey Matt,
Oh,
can
where
you
was she?
bring up the hot lady again?
I'm
Oh.
pretty sure I can do that. Petitioners.
Oh, she was so pretty.
I need to
This one?
shove some WD-40 in.
Yes.
that one.
Illustrana is smitten.
Olga was like, yeah, she's cute. Hey, look, Illustrana's blushing. Let's work with this.
Oh.
But
And
no,
so he enacted Grandad mode.
you did have some petitioners who want to kind of do some things within the Harrowheart or the Harrowed Court, your own little demi-plane. One of them is Aru Chalet, who wants to open up a church to Nocticula.
Ah.
Wow!
Okay.
Someone's down bad.
I'm fine.
And we'll bring up Benwick.
You can put him away. I don't think Juliet wants to obstruct her view.
Look at that melting man.
Benwick wants to open up a farm and do some light research into the area to see whether this place can actually grow some produce.
We are also
Oh yeah,
curious
he
about
was
that.
like a weird capitalist.
A venture
Not even
capitalist, if you will.
from Abadar. Super confusing.
He's just mage looking to do some research and taking an opportunity to do it, which
Yeah.
is fine. Just fuck you, pay me.
And finally, we had Coulomb, who is a axiomite on the run from
Axiomites.
Axis. And she
I
just kind of
I
wants to hang
wasn't
out
sure
here.
about her when she first showed up, but her hearing that she doesn't like Axis, that's cool as hell.
She's just trying to make sure the math makes sense.
Her ears are dissolving.
That's just axiomites.
Must hurt.
But
I wonder
yeah,
if it feels effervescent.
A constant tingle on your ear. Ugh.
I wonder if it's more like, when you're trying to think of an equation and the numbers just kind of start drifting off. You're just like, wait.
Like the idea of like when you lose a thought, you literally just lose a thought, it just leaks out.
Yeah. Because there are planes out there that actually do that. But, starting off tonight, you've all had a chance to kind of rest and relax after the events of yesterday in petitioning to the court. Dodds announces that for the time being, the portals are closed. Well, they're not closed, they're just kind of misty, like.
Okay.
Bosses are behind those ones.
Well, they're impossible by the looks of things. I guess that just means there's no cards to hunt at the moment.
I mean, we could always hunt down the Pathfinder Society.
I don't think we... Okay, wait. Oh, wait, no, we can leave.
Yeah, we can just go to Absalom.
You just have to.
I have the spell level for that now.
You do? You don't
Yeah.
want to convince the street performers to perform in a very specific way in order to open up a portal to a very specific city?
Hell no.
No.
Well,
Yes.
maybe.
Let me just do that with my plus 14 in performance.
It's what you have to do.
7.
What? How high of a roll do you have to roll? It's like plus 30 million, right? You gotta
No,
roll
Interplanar
like a DC
teleport.
40.
It is DC 30.
Okay, that's actually not that bad.
I have to crit.
Nope. Was that a serious roll? Are you actually going to be trying to convince the...
No, I was just seeing if I could make that DC, and clearly I cannot.
Well, you do all have one hero point. And if chat wants to give you more hero points, they always can.
I think we should just ride the Korgar Express.
Yeah.
Interplanar teleport.
Technically, we need a planar key for the destination plane.
Considering it's our home plane, do we still need one?
Also, it's very ambiguous on what a planar key is. Like, for demi-planes, you need, like, a very specific object. But I don't know if, like, for the material plane, you can just use, like, a rock.
So the usual understanding is for the material plane, you're usually pretty fine. But for specific locations, you do need a key. Like, you can't just planar teleport into the Black Ross Museum.
Well, yeah, that's
That's what you
because
think.
the spell is highly imprecise and you appear 1d20 times 25 miles away from the, of your target.
Also, you simply can't use it to teleport straight into the Grand Lodge of Absalom.
It's alright, we can just go to Absalom.
We could go to Absalom and then walk into the Grand Lodge of Absalom and then beat their shit in.
Sends Illustrana on her.
Okay, but like, and I hate that I'm agreeing with Illustrana on this one. They'd probably have information about, like, where these cards might come from.
They would probably be assholes about it, though. They'd probably be all like, we don't think this information is fit for public viewing.
Well, that's when we beat them.
Small thing.
Mhm.
Even if we attempt to just teleport to the middle of the island that Absalom's on, if you roll anything greater than the 1, we're probably ending up in the ocean. I'm looking at a map, and the whole thing's only about, like, the thinnest point's only about 60, 70 miles wide.
Or we just end up on the lands around it.
Mm,
That's also an opportunity. That doesn't have a scatter dice.
I mean, it's just a D8. And you use like the aspect of north as your starting point, and then you go around from there. I can scatter just easily.
I think that Illustrana can swim.
Good.
It's true.
Now, to answer a couple of questions, the easiest one is: do you require a key to get back? No. Well, more to the point, you already have the key.
Yeah, surely the cards count as keys.
Correct.
Yeah. And also, I think we can interplanar teleport even without the actual spell slot for us, can't we? Don't we just like say that we believe in the heart of the cards or whatever?
That will get you back, but it won't get you there. That said, if you want to do some investigation and do some work, you have a room that connects to the planes, and particularly connects to Galarian. So you might be able to just use that as a medium to teleport to places in Galarian, as long as you have access to the spell, which you do.
Oh, neat. There's no
I am a
place like home.
believer. I am a believer in ritual casting for certain spells, particularly ones like interplanar teleport. I understand why it's not a ritual, but
It's because rituals are all uncommon.
they're also expensive.
Mhm.
Ritual casting in D&D may be silly in places, but for things like interplanar teleport, it just makes sense.
Also, identify.
Hmm.
Like I don't
Identify
agree
is a
with.
stupid spell.
It really is. I don't agree with a lot of what 5e did, but there are a couple of things, and that's absolutely one of them. But from my own reckoning, I'm going to be giving you about 2 weeks of downtime before the next kind of cards start to show up. So it is a question of what you want to do. If you want to take a trip to Absalom and go bother the Pathfinder Society, you can.
I know.
I will probably not be joining you in that regard. Fogwar's probably going to go
Illustrana
off and
has to
commune with
spend
nature.
the first 8 days she's crafting.
Specifically. Crafting?
Yeah, because I crafted 2 different items and it takes 4 days to craft.
No, it doesn't take two.
Assuming that... Oh, does it only take 2? Then I'll only take 4 days.
Yeah, having the recipe craft time.
If you have the recipe, it only takes 1 day in the remaster.
Oh, okay. I don't think I had the recipe. Unless the brass dwarf is just like an unlimited source of all recipes of everything.
Not of everything, any common item of, I think it's 10th level or lower.
I think they were actually higher than 10th level, so... There you go.
Or at least he knows how to craft most things.
But I'll take 4 days to craft my 2 items.
Fair enough.
Who's in my bedroom?
Oh, sorry.
2!
Mm-hmm.
Let me just make him disappear. There we go. I forgot to put
Wow,
him there.
Matt killed him.
No, that
Oh,
would
yeah.
be that would be something different.
Yeah, didn't we send him home?
Yes.
Who was that guy?
Yeah.
He was the guy that was trapped in the ruins
Oh, that one, yeah.
and
Yeah,
you
that was a
kidnapped
distraction.
him and all his
Child.
friends.
I was taking care of an infant child.
Ah, yes. Okay. I
Yeah.
was like, he didn't have an infant child. It's like, oh yeah, no. That makes sense. You were taking care of the infant child.
Yeah.
So,
alright.
we'll go down the list. Alright, so Illustrano,
Yep.
crafting?
Yep.
Did you want to do anything else in the downtime? Like I said, you got about 2 weeks.
Yeah, so Illustrana is going to just like make it a habit to, you know, make sure that the work site where Nocticula's temple is, you know, being really well secured. As she is the head of the Order of the
Cleric
Paladins
of Nocticula.
in charge of. So she's doing that, and every single time while she's, you know, keeping watch, she has a little journal, and she's sketching a little something in her journal, and I'm gonna roll some art lore. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
So yeah, Illustrana, she's working on a sketch
Okay.
in her downtime.
Is Illustrana known as Whisper, like,
check.
constantly checking up on her?
Oh,
What
I
is
didn't mean
that's
to
a
do that
stealth
secret.
check?
Yes, I didn't mean to do that secret. I did that automatically.
that does not pass Illustrana's passive perception.
Illustrana probably wouldn't take mind to it though. Because that's just Whisper being Whisper.
I mean, yeah.
Hmm.
Speaking of, Whisper.
Yes. Whisper is going to be studying her tenets of Yori and swapping out her twisting petal stance for reflexive ripple. Because alliteration is fun.
It is pretty fun. I enjoyed it at the very least. So doing some retraining.
Yes. Also, that torrent rune that we were setting up, how is that supposed to function?
So it will, whenever you do a damage roll, it will be automatically applying, but there is a toggle to turn it off.
Oh, okay then. I will remove my runes that I was using as a stopgap.
Easy done. Retraining stance. Anything else during the downtime?
She might actually go just hang out with Granny for a while.
Hang out with Granny?
Yeah. See if she's got any notes about Whisper's book.
Kolgar!
Kolgar. Kolgar is Kolgar.
What is Kolgar doing with downtime, though? Communing with nature
Kolgar-
was mentioned.
Yes, so can you bring up the full Harrowheart map?
I can do that for you, I guess. The Harrow Court.
Ooh.
Ew.
Where's the Glass Desert?
So technically speaking, you can choose where the glass desert goes. It just has to be on one of the desert tiles.
Okay, cool.
Guess for convenience, we can just make it the one at the top.
Yeah. Divide them into east and west deserts. So these are the plains tiles, I assume.
Plains tiles are around.
What about the below ones?
I think those are like hills. I think? Maybe swamp?
I think swamp, there's water on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forest on the far side. That's right. Right. Well,
Glass desert?
and Orgar is going to go build himself a retreat/garden where he can tend to gardens, grow things in particular, as a method of earning income,
Well,
but also to get away and practice his what's-a-majiggies? Order tenets and not be tempted by his anathemas.
fair enough. Well, do we have access to drawing tools? I think we do.
No.
No?
You take those away from us every time.
Well, they're
Some
off
people
by
just
default.
Some people just can't be trusted.
Leo.
Configure position permissions. Where are the drawing tools?
I did nothing.
Should I be afraid? All right, you should have drawing tools now.
Hooray!
As soon as I get back in. I'm just gonna have to
Text.
go in and have them up as default or something. 'Cause it happens every single time.
Tag it. No, I don't want. I want text.
You want text? But checking out the glass desert. Anything else? Building a sanctuary.
Yeah.
That's all for your downtime?
That's all for my downtime.
And Bow.
Hi.
What you doing with your downtime?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
I'm going to do two things. I'm going to teach the performers how to open up a portal back to Bao's home place,
Of
the Forest of Spirits. And-
really?
Yeah. Surprise!
Is the performance from that area just like lots of little happy hops?
I wish. It's like a really depressing no theater.
So
So the mimes just have to put on extra mascara and eyeshadow then?
teaching the street performers for spirits. Yep. And the other thing?
Teaching my fun Tengu friend how to be an effective evil governor.
Teaching Tengu to be evil governor. Alright. Well, going back to the top, Illustrana. I'll get you to do those crafting rolls for me.
Okay. I think. Well, I'm not actually using the. I guess I can like awfully fail, but I'm not actually using like the earn income method of crafting. I'm using the fact that I have monster parts.
Oh, okay.
What I was using for that.
You could also bother the brass dwarf and he can give you a hand with it.
Okay.
He gives you a +2 circumstance bonus to crafting checks.
Awesome. There we go. I didn't feel like entering a custom +2, so you get super taster.
Oh, love it.
Any item bonuses from a good forge?
You would get the item bonuses as well. So that will be a success for the first one.
Awesome. Second one. It's fine. I don't think it was the gliding rune is not a particularly high level rune.
Okay. Well, as long as
It's like a level 8 rune, man.
Okay, that'll be fine then.
So, yeah. All right, chill. And then I already made my art lore.
You did
for
already
my
make your
drawing.
uplore. The brass dwarf is because what were you crafting? You were crafting a gliding rune, and what was the other thing?
It was a gliding rune and a dragon scale armor. So basically, Illustrana was like making this suit of dragon scale armor, and then like she was using Vrock feathers to basically give it little wings that she can like wingsuit out with.
Yeah, because you did get a breastplate, I think it was, or scale mail from the dragon as well.
Yeah, I also it was I think it was actually plate, but I also harvested my own scales.
Oh, yeah. No, I do remember that.
Yep.
I mostly bring that up to ask the question of, did you strip down the other plate or did you just kind of leave it as is?
I left it as is. I didn't need the value. I succeeded very well on my track.
Well, it's as you're kind of working on the armor for yourself, because what, studded leather?
I think it's just leather.
Just leather? Because
Yeah,
you got that high dexterity?
I've got high dex.
The dwarf does kind of look over your shoulder as you're working on it, and he's giving you a couple of suggestions along the way. But he kind of pipes up at one point and goes, I do actually find it interesting that you're working on such armor here.
Well, this is sort of like the crafting room. I realize that, this isn't necessarily a leather worker's studio, but there really isn't much better
Oh, no.
crafting accommodations.
Not so much that, and we do have the work here for you to do that kind of thing. I am more dragon skill in particular. 'Cause
Yes?
we used to have a dragon that lived here.
Did you?
Nasty beast called the Tyrant.
Using my awesome, amazing fortune-telling lore,
Yeah.
know that is a Harrow card.
Correct.
And I think it's the lawful evil card of strength? That's my guess.
Off the top of my head, yes. And
Oh, look at that.
typically, the card is represented by a black ancient dragon. Typically wrapped around a depiction of Galarian.
What's a black dragon?
Diabolic dragon, I think, now? Or they still kind of exist, we're just not talking about them anymore? Reality is a bit fuzzy at the moment.
Which is a shame, because I like chromatic and metallic dragons existing alongside the rest of these dragons.
Well, once again, they still can kind of, but I do understand the sentiment.
I wonder what it's gonna do with the very chromatic and very metallic dragon gods.
I
imagine that's in the new god book.
I haven't checked out Aspu.
To read.
I haven't checked out Aspu. I know they've kind of prioritized him a little bit more. I know Tiamat's gone, though.
Well, I was talking about Dahak. Yeah. The Pathfinder one is Dahak.
Okay. Because I know for a little while there it was Tiamat, but that might have been in first edition.
Dahak is the deity of chromatic dragons. Infamously went on a killing spree of a bunch of dragons. It's part of many of the kobold creation myths. As to how they came into being.
Okay, slight side tangent. For all the cool dragon lore that they have for Galarian, you don't hear a lot about it in the actual adventure paths, or at least you're not involved in much of it at all.
You're not dragons.
Well,
It's not weeby dragons, it's weeby goblins.
Well, no, it's just like a 5 to 15 adventure where the players get kind of embroiled in some dragon infighting. I think that could be a really awesome adventure.
Like that one guy's eugenics land.
Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, that one guy's eugenics land was about doing something bad to the dragon god.
Yeah, well. But the brass dwarf continues and goes, yeah, I bring it up because I'm just imagining the kind of armor you could make out of their scales.
Well, I imagine it would be quite impressive. I'll have to keep that in mind when we find the associated card, as it were.
If you want, I can start doing up some blueprints, maybe some designs.
That would be fantastic.
Beautiful. All right, Whisper. We can probably roll in the tenets of Aurori and the retraining your stance as the one thing.
Oh, that is the one thing. Like, that
Yeah.
is what she's doing, yeah.
Where are you doing this? I think that's probably my biggest question.
That's a good question. I think she probably would just find a reasonably secluded location. Like, she's actually probably doing it in the courtyard of the Harrowheart Castle.
Where people can bother you every like 5 minutes?
I mean, they can try. Do you want to bother somebody who's constantly, like, punching the air?
Oh no, that is very true. Because you're practicing the moves as a part of it. It's not just pure meditation.
No, this is like pretty much she's reading the book for a little while and then she's going through the motions. This is how she learned everything in the first place. Was literally reading the book, envisioning the moves, trying them out. When they don't work, she sits down for a minute again, tries to think about what she's doing, what she's doing wrong as well.
Yeah. The old method of learning techniques from scrolls and things like that.
Huh.
Yeah. Because that was how it was done once upon a time. It is one of those interesting things where you're going through your retraining process, kind of relearning new stances, figuring out how they properly work. The trumpeters that kind of surround Harrowheart, to begin with, on the first kind of day of this, they go through their usual motions of, when the day starts, the horns are sounded. They also do this at midday and at dusk. So from a meditation and training perspective, this kind of makes it a little bit easier for you.
Yeah, it's a good way to gauge the time.
Yeah. But as you're kind of going through this and the days pass, you notice that when the trumpeters aren't really doing their work as heralds and trumpeters, they're following some of your movements as well.
Puppet monks.
Like, it should be once again established, they're not real people in the sense of that word, but you do notice that some of them are actually starting to follow along with your movements.
When noticing this, Whisper is actually going to, like, gesture to them to come down.
And as asked, they will come down. One of them will apologize. I'm so sorry. It's just, we do kind of get bored between the hours in between shooting our horns, and it's not like we're getting a lot of rivals at the moment. We didn't mean to, make fun of what you're doing or anything. We just kind of think it looks cool.
Would you like to learn?
There's about half dozen of them, and they kind of share a look between them before there's kind of an agreement of nodding.
I can teach you then. It's quite easy once you understand the fundamentals.
Well, there isn't really a teaching skill.
Do you want
I
me
think
to
you
make
roll
attack rolls?
you roll monk skill.
Do you just roll punch?
Roll punch? I'm
Yeah.
actually happy to roll punch. Yeah, that'll be fine. They're not going to be masters anytime soon, but they do pick it up rather quickly. And you've studied magic and stuff like that, so there is a kind of understanding that in a lot of ways, these beings, whatever they are kind of empty vessels as well. Like they are built, they're created up around a singular idea or concept. So anything more to that is just kind of empty.
The fact that I have the trumpet card as well, does that have any sort of force of influence over them?
Give me a occult is your magic skill, isn't it?
Yes.
Give me an occult check.
No.
No, unacceptable.
That's slightly better.
That is better, and that will actually be a success. Your theory, for the most part, is correct. Because you are the bearer of the trumpet card, you kind of have a greater influence over them. And this kind of tracks also with Illustrana's kind of extra ounce of command, you could say, over the paladins. The two just
Here,
kind
I
of line
thought
up.
that was just because she was flirting with them.
I mean, that helps, but I do need artwork for those nights, though. That would be a lot of fun. But so yeah, as you continue on with your training, you're also kind of training the trumpeters in the art.
Are they physically changing at all during this process?
Apart from getting more buff.
Yeah, that's pretty much about it.
Okay.
But like all musicians, they're already kind of buff. Like in the arm area, this is just going to be a more holistic athleticism.
I was gonna say if we suddenly have like trumpeters with Whisper's hair everywhere.
Ooh, probably not that far.
Okay.
A slight aesthetic alteration it will probably happen over time, though. But moving on from there, Korgar.
That's me.
You wanted to commune with nature. Were you doing that with building your sanctuary or the Glass Desert? Or kind of both?
No, the Glass Desert I was just wanting to mark out.
Oh, okay.
And kind of visit, see what it actually is there.
Well, I can give you the quick description of it again, or at least the better description. You spend the, day to kind of walk out there and see the Glass Desert for yourself. And sure enough, a large section of the desert itself, framed on either side by sand, is just a kind of polished surface of glass. As if the heat itself has melted it into a singular polished surface that reflects the sky itself. And the heat is stifling as you approach it.
That's not fun. Would the travel time be any shorter if I was flying as a blitz-paced dragon?
Oh, it would be a little bit shorter. I'd say half a day.
Ooh, because dragons
still
go
massive.
real fast.
It's still miles of travel.
Yeah, it's 240 there, isn't it?
Do-do.
240 is across. No? What was I looking at? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big area, but it's also, yeah.
I doubled the number in my head. It's 120.
But even as you kind of examine the Glass Desert, you can feel how it could be purifying. Like it just seems to burn away the top layers of your skin as well. And
So my what's the magic? My living mantle isn't doing its job then?
I mean, you won't suffer the adverse effects of it. Unless you actually go for the ritual involved with the glass desert. But you can still feel it. There's a ritual you can do with the glass desert to remove curses.
Oh, ow.
Yeah, no, it's an owl. You have to kind of sit in the glass desert all day and all night.
I've done the dying thing trying to cleanse curses with pain.
And you were successful, I should point out.
Yeah, but it's expensive stuff.
It is.
Don't get lycanthropy, people. The wolfsbane is real bad.
I'm curious if we're able to harvest any of this glass.
Huh?
Cool guy. Do you want to give it a shot?
Is that nature or something else?
Nature or crafting?
Nature it is. Wait, what? Let me just take a look at my verdant staff. Why is it... No, plants and fungi.
What you have? Of course the druid's got a high bonus to nature. That just makes sense.
Mhm.
It is possible. You wouldn't be the first to make armor, weapons, or other items out of glass. There are actually some very strong traditions involving certain ancestries and their abilities with creating glass items. So you could.
Gotcha. Well, time to fly it all the way across to the other side, then. Actually, you know what? Put it up there.
Put it up there? It's fair.
That's the shorter distance.
How much you'd be able to collect and whether the magic of this place would restore it or not, that's something that would take experimentation.
Oh, Korgar's interested.
Then we'll go to Bao. So,
Hello.
teaching the street performers the traditional performances of the Forest of Spirits.
Yep.
From memory, it's basically ghost plays.
This one would specifically commemorate the time the Forest of Spirits banded together against the Kingdom of Zhao and completely demolished it.
Okay, before you do your performance check, or as you do your performance check, would Bao know about the events of Season of Ghosts?
Probably not. Just
That
because
was Shinzo all along.
just because small town, but I mean they probably went there at some stage.
Well, no, that's what I'm thinking. Would
yeah,
Bao have
she's a
been
traveler.
there? Yeah, would Bao have like walked through the town at one point and then came back sometime later and been like, "Huh, this entire town's gone. That's weird."
Where'd this go? And then
Slight
like,
spoiler, sorry.
Came back a third time and it's like, oh, it's back.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
sweet.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I wonder what happened here. That's really weird. It's fine though. The tree's all right.
Yeah, I have got to keep returning to places more than 100 years.
Performance check. Oh wow. So that's a critical success.
It's a fucking good play.
No, it would be an absolutely amazing play. And sure enough, you kind of teach the street performers how to do it, and they put on a very good, like, street level performance of it. Not to the extent you would expect in, like, an opera house or something like that.
No, of course not.
But very much in the traveling troupe goes from town to town. But the question is, did I actually write down the people's names?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I don't think I did. Oh no.
The mimes.
No, the director for the opera house.
Oh, I remember him. He had to read Illustrana's awful play, The Exploits of Gillistrana.
I think I gave him a ridiculous name, but I
It
think I put it in
was.
Twitch chat.
I can probably go through the activity feed and find it. That would be the worst part, but that is something I will do later. But as you're kind of showing them this performance and taking them through it kind of step by step and doing parts of it yourself in order so that they can know how to properly perform it, the opera director kind of is just off to one side watching for a good chunk of it. And then you notice that they start making notes.
But, hey, hi,
Hello!
there.
He gives a low bow.
Okay, just a he. Yeah. I could not remember this character whatsoever.
I'm gonna have to go back to the VOD and find it.
This is a pretty traditional play. If you want like a copy of it, I'm sure they're pretty easy to get a hold of.
Oh, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
Congrats.
But no, I've been watching your performance. We'd love to recreate it in the theater.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if you have a copy of the script.
I mean, not on me, but I can absolutely grab one the next time I'm in town.
And that's probably going to be soon by this looks of things.
Assumedly, although, like, not from a mechanical standpoint, but definitely from, like, you know, a visual and every other kind of standpoint, I am desperately interested in how this is going to work out as a teleportation. Does a mime open up and I go inside? We don't know.
One of the mimes looks significantly worried at that comment.
Not as worried as I am.
Especially in the aspects of a full play. But if you can bring the script to me, we could absolutely put on a performance of it.
Yeah, sure. I'll next time I'm around, I'll try and grab a few different kind of scripts that didn't really consider that, you know. You probably don't have much from the outside world to work with here, huh?
No.
No.
We've been working with the exploits of certain individuals here in Harrowheart, and it's been interesting.
You know, I used to know a guy who, like, ran a theater, but he died tragically. He might have stuff in, like, you know, one of his old chests or something. God, what was that town again? It disappeared and then came back and then disappeared. No, wait. It only disappeared once. Anyway. That would also make a good play.
Well, anything you can bring us would be absolutely appreciated.
Sure.
I found his name, Matt.
Yeah?
It's Alfred von Hickspen, as named by me.
I think I voiced a name and it was ridiculous.
Harrowheart. NPCs. What was his name? Alfred
Von Hickspen.
Hickspen?
Yep. I can put it in chat.
Because it looks like we're going to be doing a little bit of extra things in Harrowheart, so I need to make sure. Hit spin. Nope, I got it right. Beautiful. And I think that was the only one there. But Bao,
Hello.
after your conversation and you finish teaching the street performers how to do the performance, they feel ready to do it for you.
Radical.
They put on the performance, and it is actually a very good performance. All the villagers kind of turn out for it. The rest of the PCs, if they wish, they can also turn out for this performance. But
I would turn out.
you'd turn out for it.
I'm a purveyor of the arts.
It's a really good performance.
Do you bring your girlfriend?
She's not my girlfriend. She's just a person who I am very interested in the security of our petitioners.
She would
Sorry, okay.
absolutely be there though, because
I'll rephrase.
Oh,
Do you ask
absolutely.
her to come to the performance with you?
I like to think that Illustrana, just sort of like very carefully pays attention to where like she is watching it from, and then acts like it's total happenstance that Illustrana sits in the
Yeah.
same spot.
Oh, okay.
Smooth.
Very smooth. The performance does go off without a hitch, though. And you do get the feeling that there is some sort of magical influence going on with the whole thing. But despite all that, the performers do kind of put their own spin and their own kind of art onto it. But it's as the applause starts ringing out, Bao, that you feel the pull starting to happen as the kind of applause gets louder and louder. Do you go with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's as the audience kind of stands up to kind of do the full cheering applause for the street performers, that as they stand up, you kind of pop out of existence and reappear in the Forest of Spirits.
Great.
Does anyone else pop out of existence, or just Bao?
If you want to, you can.
Sure.
We
Well-
appear somewhere in this country-sized forest.
Well, Bao, Whisper, you will both appear in the Forest of Spirits in one of the smaller towns.
Let's try.
Illustrana would go. Yeah.
I mean, you'll arrive in a town center.
Oh, this is rad as hell.
Everyone's going to be kind of surprised to see you. They start talking in Tien, of course.
Same.
It has occurred to me that I do not know this language.
Oh, it's wicked easy to pick up. It is not, in fact, wicked easy to pick up. I imagine, like, this is the area, like, Bao originally came from, so she probably visits here, like, the forest quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'd say the townsfolk are just like, oh, Bao's back.
You have arrived in the town of Subuyachi.
Okay.
Subuyashi. And it is known for its strong veneration of hunting, nature, and just general survival.
Yeah,
It's one, It's one of those towns that's kind of survived on the fringes of society for a while within the Forest of Spirits. It acts as a kind of outpost along the road itself.
Are they big Deer Dad worshippers here?
They are big Dear Dad worshippers.
Wonder how they handled the divorce with Hyena Mom.
Oh, they don't talk about it. It's fine. But yeah, they will recognize your bow, and there will be much kind of greetings, etc. One of the town elders will kind of be like, Belle, you usually come by the road. You don't usually kind of gestures to appearing out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, a terrible fate has befallen me.
Oh no, is there anything we can help you with?
No, I'm government now.
Oh, you sold out.
Yeah, You know, you're not so old that I can't put you over my knee.
He chuckles. I'm making a joke, Val.
Yeah.
As we get older, there comes a point where we have to take on extra responsibilities. I will admit, I didn't expect government for you, but...
Yeah, me neither. I'm really trying to make it stop, but that's kind of one of the reasons I'm here. I need to talk with some Kami.
Well, you know the Spirit Road better than any of us.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be right. It'll be fine. It'll be right. It'll be fine.
You've walked it many times before, Bao.
I need drinks so badly.
He points to you in the way at the bar.
Oh, also, these are my friends, Illustrana and Whisper.
They're not there.
Whisper's not there.
This is my friend Illustrana, and I'll just look around expecting Whisper to be behind me. This is my friend Illustrana.
Whisper felt that pull of being yanked to another dimension. She's felt that before, and she noped the fuck out.
Yeah, it's a willing thing. It's fine.
Yeah.
Illustrana was just like, yeah, sure, fuck it. We ball.
The elder cycles through a couple of languages before he settles on Elven.
I
that'd be his first
question
choice.
why it would have taken him a couple to get to that. She's got pointy ass ears.
Well, no, because the general consideration is, okay, they're from somewhere else. We're gonna go through, like, Talden and...
She knows Talbot.
Yeah. But you get my point. He cycles
Yes.
through a couple of languages before getting around to Elven. It's kind of one of those, oh, I give up, let's try Elven. Ah, there we go.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to meet your friend Bao. Illustrana?
A pleasure to meet you as well. Yes, Illustrana. And you are?
It's really bad. The first name that popped into my head was Jackie Chan.
Yeah, no, don't do that one.
No.
Try again.
That one?
And that, kids, is what's considered an intrusive thought.
Just Harvard. Just call him Chan.
No, his name is Tano.
Or call him Archu.
I'm Elder
King,
Tano
even.
of Subuyashi. Also, just a real good shout out to Pathfinder Society Scenario 06, Lost on Spirit Road. You're saving my ass right here.
Oh, thank goodness.
Well, it's very nice to make your acquaintance. Where are we? In Galarian? Are we on Galarian?
We are.
Yeah.
Okay. Where? The stars are all wrong.
Oh, that will happen. I'm surprised the stars are even out at the moment. This time of year, it's usually fog or cloud cover.
Bao doesn't actually speak Elven, so context clues.
Yeah.
we're currently in the Forest of Spirits. It's where I was about to say grew up, but that's not quite right.
No.
It's where I turned up.
Well, I'm very familiar with forests, although these trees look a bit... I've never really seen any trees like them. These are very different trees than we have in Kyonan.
Just pine trees.
With the mentioning of like go with trees, the elder will turn to you, Bao, and just kind of give a very worried expression.
I'll just like the most imperceptible head shake of no, it's fine. She's just like this.
No, this is...
Illustrata is just like slowly looking around and realizing that she has no idea where she is.
The Forest of Spirits is known for, as the name would suggest, being inhabited by many varying spiritual and other entities, I think would be the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Illustrana, my thinking here, right, with the cards, is we're going to approach one of the kami who, one of the elders, in hopes that they have some...
Matt, what do I have to recall knowledge to know if I know what a kami is?
arcane knowledge.
Oh, a kami would be nature.
Steam store knowledge.
Wow.
What?
Are you gonna let that one sit?
That's perfect. That is
Yeah.
exactly what Illustrana knows about a kami.
Sweet
Illustrana's
fuck off.
face just blank.
Illustrator, you'll also kind of have the consideration, like, aren't they just a kind of leshy?
Illustrana is thinking of leshies.
Yeah.
She's thinking of leshies. So.
Now, Bao, is the
No.
intention to walk the spirit road and try to find a kami? Well,
If-
an important one.
If by walk the spirit road you mean go straight into the forest ignoring all roads, then yes.
Yeah, because that's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah.
There is one safe road through this forest, and as soon as you step off of it, it's anyone's game.
Yeah. That's the
Now.
exact plan.
For you, this would be pretty simple. However, Illustrana, will you be going with Bao?
Yeah?
Yeah?
I'm a follow Bao.
Alright, well... Under normal circumstances, Bao, I wouldn't be asking you to do a survival check.
Mm-hmm.
But if one of you wants to do a survival check and the other one aids,
I've got a plus 25 to survival.
You should do survival.
Okay. Do you want to roll an aid?
Yeah, I've also got forest law. Would that be good?
you can use that instead.
Thank God it's one better.
Oof.
No.
No? No?
There we go.
Yay.
And
Well,
that's
knock
trained,
that
so
off.
that's
The woe and wheel.
2 and 39.
39. As you begin to make your way into the forest itself, one of the things that immediately strikes you, Illustrana, is that with the exception of the road, the forest doesn't really make sense. Like, even in the patterns of nature, there are certain things that kind of work and go together. Like, if you have a tall enough tree, there'll be bushes around the bottom of it, or at least there'll be some sort of foliage, etc. The trees here move and it's not in the trees getting up and actually moving. It's as if your perception of the forest itself is getting warped, and it is a little bit difficult to find your way. And it doesn't help that it seems like spirits seem to flit just out of sight.
Illustrana is just like, this is what it must feel like to not be an elf trying to walk around in Keonan.
And that will take you down one of the trails. There are many trails that lead throughout the spirit forest, and most of them do not lead back to where you came from. We'll actually come back to you. Horgar!
That's me.
That you! You're building a sanctuary. Any particular information about the sanctuary in question?
It's more of just a hut and a garden.
Hut in a garden?
Yeah. He's basically recreating his house, but here.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Well, I guess one of the questions has come up once or twice. Is the intent to bring your family here?
No.
No? Kind of treating this as a work thing as opposed to a home thing? I'm curious.
I want to meet Korgar's family.
That's gonna be very difficult. No, it's essentially... It's basically the same place he would have been in the year between Stolen Fates and the pre-adventure.
Yeah.
And it's just a place for him to do him stuff. Because he finds the city a bit cramped and it's not always quite as nice. There are these trumpeteers, they make loud noises. So if he gets all the way out here, he doesn't have to deal with any of that. And it allows him some time to decompress and do some gardening, as any good druid does. Also, not any light pollution, so he can look at the stars better.
Yes. And
despite not being as part of the astronomy clans anymore, he still likes looking at the stars.
And it is nice out here. Like, it's very peaceful. It takes a little while to get used to the animals around here. Because they're not quite...
They don't know how to animal properly?
Not really, no. Give me a nature check. Boop. You generally get this... So, summon nature's ally, or summon animal, or summon plants, etc. Those creatures have to come from somewhere. Like, for instance, when you summon a wolf, you're not just grabbing a wolf from elsewhere in Galarian and bringing it to wherever you are when you do the spell. It's coming from the first world or some other plane of existence.
It's actually coming from the wolf demi-plane, where awakened Wolf McWolferson has his entire family that he lords over. He's an immortal wizard. He's really quite a tyrant.
An immortal wolf.
Yeah.
Wolf wizard. But, Korgar, you get the feeling that this is probably where the summoned creatures come from.
Gross.
Or at least this is an aspect of them.
See.
I like to imagine one of the things that's wrong is, like, the rabbits walk?
Yeah, the rabbits don't immediately bolt or freeze upon seeing you.
No, more like, because of
just...
the rabbit card, like, the rabbit prints, like, they mimic him and they walk around rather than hopping.
Yeah.
They do idle animations in video games, like the critters in WoW. Like, they're not actually there, they just do all their idle animations.
It's even worse because you do see a kind of exchange between a wolf and a rabbit where they're both kind of looking at each other, and then it's like you come into range or they notice you, and then all of a sudden they start one chases the other.
That's exactly what they do. They just do NPC bullshit from MMOs. Like the wolf doesn't actually eat, it just swipes the thin air and then the rabbit dies.
After a couple of days, and your hut, your sanctuary will be built. You do notice that a similar exchange takes place, but it looks a lot more natural. Like, you hear the rustling in the bushes, you look to where it's happening, and you see the wolf kind of low to the ground, bearing down before it launches at the rabbit. And the chase seems real.
See? Well, that's nice. Things are not as broken anymore.
At this point, the rabbit prince will kind of appear beside you. Yeah, it's your fault, buddy.
I scowl at him.
Look, no, not in a bad way. So let's bring up the rabbit prince.
Grip staff with pummeling intent. I wonder if I will make you.
That's just a hobo.
I forgot he fucking wears boots.
If a rabbit wears boots, is it like this or like this?
What's the cooldown on your weapon pinata system?
It's less of a pinata thing. It's not so much a cooldown thing. It's a one-off redeem.
Won't know until we try.
Parker's gonna beat the shit out of this rabbit.
I mean, if the domain ever goes down for maintenance.
Bao would be very happy indeed.
But no, it's the animals are behaving more normally.
Good. As they should.
I kind of don't know what it means for this plane, though.
It'll be fine.
I'm hoping as a druid you can provide me some sort of insight. Because I'm not a nature spirit, despite my appearances.
What is he good for?
Luck,
Like, I just live here, man.
What does it mean for the plane, Matt?
He does have big, I'm gonna get the manager.
He's an awakened rabbit. That doesn't mean he's good with nature. Jeez. It depends on how realistic it becomes. Like, is it going to be a case of simple summons or illusions? Or are they actually going to become physical creatures that exist here? The main question you think he's referring to is what happens if the plane goes away again? Because he has mentioned this before, that the plane has disappeared, or at least some sort of representation of the Harrow deck has occurred as its own planar existence and has been destroyed.
Well, surely once we return the deck to its full state, it'll be, what, permanent then?
And this is what he kind of mentions. He goes, yeah, but the wildlife there did not behave like this. They didn't behave like normal creatures.
Well, then you had then the previous owner was bad and didn't know how things work.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. We didn't have a previous owner.
Exactly. GMs suck. Get better game
Hold up.
managers.
Didn't Jordan imply that there was someone who created the cards?
Yeah, it was
And-
Dodds. Dodds did it.
The cards were created. However, the realm predated the cards. it predated the cards, and they're actually not too happy about having their whole existence being tied to a deck of cards.
Which is interesting because that's kind of how it worked to begin with anyway. It's just the kind of ideas and concepts around the Harrow deck itself, and was imbued with so much magic that it spontaneously created a plane in the past. Whereas this one seems more tied to the deck of destiny itself.
Yeah, it's tied to the robot.
Maybe?
I can't tell you the truth because that would be spoilers.
Correct. Look, it's
like
a good
my
theory.
friend when I guessed
Well done,
that there was a
Nick.
whale.
Nick guessing the plot lines of adventure paths before they happen. Classic.
It's like having just some basic reading comprehension.
Sometimes.
Flips to end page. Yep, I was right. It's time to beat up Reginald.
Hey, that was just shenanigans.
That was
Just like
shenanigans.
Ian guessing the final boss of the whole the whole story from the first chapter. It's gonna be an elven woman. For sure, for sure.
That still annoys me. Like, that was a bit, and I looked ahead and I was like, God damn it, he's correct. He shouldn't
Got a line,
be,
but
he
he's
is.
right.
He's correct for the wrong reasons. Anyway. Otherwise, Korra, you now have your sanctuary.
I have a house. Hooray. See, land ownership is fine when you have a make-believe land where land rights and costs are no issue.
Also, you're technically one of the rulers of said land.
Gosh damn it.
So it's who would you charge? You charge yourself.
Bow.
The hell?
She'd immediately give it all back.
Yeah.
Well, would
I don't want to manage Strata, you can own everything.
I was about to say, would Bao even want to be a landlord?
No.
Does anyone want to be? No.
Tengu.
Oh, well.
When that Tengu goes back, he's gonna die within like 24 hours for heresy.
Probably, yeah. So that
Like,
means we are. gonna
here's
have
how to
deal with
improve
that.
this dead.
Well, all that said, considering the time, we're probably going to go on our break now. Before we're going to jump back to Bao and Illustrata as they consult with the Kami.
Uh-oh.
But we are going to take a short 10-minute break. Just so we can run the commercials and all the ads and everything else like that. Keep the pre-rolls away. If you're new around here, hello, Buddy Melancholy. Yes, we do a lot of Pathfinder around here. I usually run 3 sessions a week on Twitch. Stolen Fate, Gatewalkers, and this Wednesday we'll be starting 7 Dooms of Sandpoint with my Wednesday crew, who have already gone for Rusthenge and are enjoying themselves very much. They've come from 5e with pretty much no experience in Pathfinder, and they've been enjoying the hell out of it. It's been great. But feel free to give a follow, and also do the social things. I'm mostly active on Blue Sky, but I also post all the VODs for all the streams I do for Pathfinder on my YouTube channel as well. And they go back a couple of years.
There's so many of them.
There are so many. I do sort them into playlists, however. A friend has offered to start doing the editing to kind of do abridged versions of the sessions. But that will be happening for 7 Dooms of Sandpoint to begin with, and we'll see how it goes for everything else, because it's a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
And I wouldn't wish it on anyone. So, we'll see how that goes. But otherwise, we're going to go on our break, stretch our legs, get water, run commercials, all that other fun stuff, and we hope to see you back here very soon.
Bye.
Hello everyone, we have returned. The poll will be finishing up shortly. But while we are waiting for the poll to finish up, I actually had an announcement thing. Oh, if you're liking the stream and you want to do more than just do the follows and everything else like that, I do have a throne. Currently, I've recently put up a new crowdfunding goal to just get extra stream assets. So the idea will be a better backdrop, like a wallpaper kind of thing that I can put in the background. I'd like to update the curtains a little bit. Bow, you get a hero point from the poll.
Me.
Also, some custom emotes. I actually want to commission someone to get those done. Because as much as my photoshopping skills are spectacular, it would be nice to actually have someone who's actually good at it. And just general stuff like that. But otherwise, coming back into it, Bao and Illustrano.
Hello.
You're walking the trails for what feels like a couple of hours, but time here seems to move strangely, and it doesn't help that the further into the forest you get, the deeper the cloud cover becomes.
I am talking to Illustrano like this is just another normal day.
Why is this so weird? This
Forests
is
just
not
get like
how
that sometimes.
forests are supposed to be.
I think you'll find this is a pretty normal forest, all things considered.
Didn't you roll a natural one on your nature check?
Yeah, that was for recalling knowledge on what a commie is.
Illustrana. Forests are supposed to have elves in every tree watching out.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're supposed to be like treants and forest wardens and stuff like that.
Where are my forest lanterns telling me where to go?
Oh, there's lanterns here.
You don't follow those lanterns.
Illustrana is doing well at navigating the forest. She just has no idea what's going on here.
What a normal forest is.
No, it's just that she has no frame of reference for a forest halfway across the world.
Pretty
from
much.
her own forest.
After a little while, however, in traveling, you find a campsite in a clearing. This does strike you a little bit as odd, Bao, because this is not usually how things go.
Yeah, immediate suspicion.
But you notice that there is in fact an old lady sitting by the fire tending to it. And you recognize her as an old friend of yours, Aya. Who is currently in the guise of a elderly Tien woman. But you know them to look very different in their regular form. Seeing the two of you approach, she'll go, "Oh, do my poor eyes deceive me, but travelers are lost in the forest. How may I help you? I am just putting on some tea." What was that, Illustrana?
What language is she speaking?
She's speaking Elven?
Okay.
I don't speak Elven.
Well, she's speaking Tien for you.
Hooray!
Okay.
She's doing that, you know, that trick some outsiders are known to do where they just kind of speak and you understand.
Speaking in tongues, they call that biblically?
True speech. And speaking in tongues is somewhat different, but we're not going to get into that.
Okay, sorry. It's been a
You're
while
fine.
since I was Christian.
Does Granny need a little pep in that tea? And I'm going to shake my gourd of alcohol.
Bow! She will get up with a speed and haste that defies her elderly appearance. And she will go up and hug you, Bow.
I'm going to hug her back.
Illustrana was just surprised by the fast movement, and like her hand did reach for the hilt of her machete, and then like she sees that it's a hug, and she loosens a little.
So, Bao, who's your friend?
This is Illustrana. Illustrana, this is my... What was the name again?
I
Her name is Aya.
This is my good friend Aya. We've known each other a while.
What's time?
Illustrana and I are unwitting rulers of a kingdom at the moment.
She hears that and just looks at you, Bao, and gives you the biggest shit-eating grin.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons we're here, actually.
She takes a couple of steps back, goes, well, first things first, let's dispense with the illusions. And there is a kind of gust of cherry blossoms that flows through the clearing before the old lady is replaced with this visage.
Well, that's a very
Wood.
large leshy.
well, yeah, she's made of wood. What else?
Since everyone else is doing it, I'll change into a comfortable form as well.
You turn into little fluffy ball.
No.
Yeah, no, I know which form you're taking.
Yeah, just the dog woman form.
Yeah. So, Bao and Illustrana, how can I help the two of you?
I think it's mostly Bao that's looking for help. I mostly came because, frankly, I was curious as to what the whole portal thing was, and then it was just me and Bao, and it didn't feel quite polite to just leave.
I mean, I appreciate it.
Bao doesn't get company enough, so I'm glad you joined her.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway, so we got these cards somehow,
Oh,
and I'm going to take out the rabbit prints that I have.
I'll pull out the paladin.
Oh, do you mind? She reaches out to grab one of them.
No, take it.
She takes a hold of the wrapper prints for a couple of moments and examines it and goes, I have been hearing so much about these cards.
Cool, because I haven't.
It's all very mysterious, but the realms of the spirits are talking a lot about them.
Anything you'd like to share, bud?
It's all very mysterious. And I'm sure you already know that there's many people hunting them. She passes you back the rabbit prints.
Mm-hmm. Kind of sad that she passed it back, but yeah, okay.
Oh, I want no part in it.
Yeah, same.
No, there are greater forces that seem to be behind these cards. By the looks of things, they have... The original suspicion is that a wizard did it, because it's usually a wizard.
Yeah, but
that was my suspicion as well. However, these seem to have sort of like an indiscriminate, like symbol of magic. So I think that it would have had to have been a team of very powerful spellcasters. Or like Nethys himself, probably. But I don't suspect he has that much interest in the Harrow.
And, like, it doesn't make sense for a team of wizards to make this, and then just... It all
Well,
goes...
a wizard, a cleric, a druid, and a witch, or bard, was
Same.
my theory.
Like, if there's a group of magic people doing the magic, why do we have them? Why are they everywhere?
Well, one of the original suggestions was that the deck was made by Desna herself. Because there is a mark of divinity upon the cards.
Like, I know I can't see the sky from within the forest, but I'm gonna look up and just glare at the sky with that.
Apparently Desna has no part in it.
Okay, so not that one then.
The current suspicion is some sort of greater spirits of fate.
Could you
So-
be any more specific, or do I have to try and remember that myself?
Well, I'll be the first to admit I haven't been looking too hard into it. I just know I want no part in it.
Wise?
So are these sort of like middle managers of fate, sort of like the psychopomps are to Pharasma, or would this be like some sort of primordial fate like the sun is to Sarenrae?
Considering the intelligence that we're seeing behind these cards, we're definitely thinking monitors of some kind. And monitors in the psychopomp kind of way.
Yes, of course.
I've tried talking to the local Yamaraj, and apparently the psychopomps are keeping their distance from it as well. Their mistress is kind of upset about the whole thing.
Well, there aren't many things that don't tick her off.
More to the point, it seems as if the forces behind these cards, well, two things. One, they were stolen.
Wait.
And two,
Oh my god, the fate was stolen.
these cards seem to have been built to somehow manipulate the flow of fate and destiny itself. To what end, we don't know.
We haven't seen them manipulate destiny at all.
Well,
I
you don't
mean-
have the full deck. I assume you
they're
don't have the full deck.
We don't know.
Don't.
Okay.
But they are manipulating ours, so that's cool.
I
Hey,
thought manipulating fate wasn't really working ever since Eridan died.
Such things are beyond me, but you are correct.
hey, Aya.
Yeah.
You know more about this, like, magical stuff than I do. Is there some kind of group that's real fate related?
Well, where is her? Blind GM rule.
Do you want me to roll that as well?
You can give it a roll if you like.
Religion or fortune telling lore? Or
Fortune telling. Fortune telling works.
Do-do.
She seems to think about it for a while. And she says, I don't think there's much in the way of spirits here in Tian that would do such a thing.
Plus, they're sensible here,
Well,
relatively speaking.
yes. But I know there are beings on the outer planes that would try to manipulate such things. And Illustrator, it's as she is about to mention this, that you kind of think about the Fate Weavers. Those beings of creation that are supposed to kind of oversee the flows and strands of fate itself.
I thought that was Pharasma's job.
It kind of is, but with any polytheistic system, there are middle managers.
There's overlaps.
There's overlaps.
Well, to be fair, specifically with Pharasma, there's a lot of middle managers.
Yeah. And
She's big into bureaucracy.
if the psychopumps are kind of keeping their hands off of this, that doesn't leave too many, and one of them that immediately comes to mind, well, two groups immediately come to mind. That would be the Inevitables of Axis, who kind of just want reality and the universe to kind of go a specific stable way, and any disruptions to that they kind of hate. The other ones are the Weavers themselves, the Norn.
It's mostly like squares that are really into this kind of magic. Frankly, I personally not really into it. It doesn't sort of sit well. The idea of controlling fate.
Well, no. Generally, it sort of goes out of hand, and then I just look at the card constantly. So, there was a group that made these cards. The cards
And then
got stolen.
They got heisted. Who heisted them?
Well, we don't know who heisted them. We know whoever, and they're keeping their identity secret at the moment, but whoever made these cards wants them found and killed, and the cards returned. But you can't create items of this amount of power and expect to control them so easily.
They do have a life of their own.
Especially from what I know, if you collect the entirety of the deck itself, you will be able to dictate the course of fate.
What, all of it, or just one?
All of it.
Illustron just sort of looks distastefully at the card that she's holding.
Can these be destroyed? If I eat it, what's gonna happen?
Items of this nature can't be destroyed so easily. There's usually some specific means involved in their destruction.
Always such a pain.
Are we sure that the specific means of this card's destruction is not Bao eating it?
I would assume.
I assume they can see into the future, so they would have known I'm coming.
Well, you say that, but with prophecy the way it has been since Aradin's death, looking into the future is muddled.
Illustron tries to take a bite of the silent hag.
It does not work.
Okay.
You kind of chew and bite down on it, and it just does not break. I would assume, says Aya as she kind of looks over at you doing this, that at the very least, because I understand the patterns of these things, you'd need the entire deck first before you could destroy it.
Of course. Well. Okay. Listen, Illustrana, out of those two options, my gut really says it's not the Inevitables. This sort of thing really doesn't feel like a lawful situation.
I mean, it could be that maybe, they got annoyed with people messing up their things. That happens a lot. You'll be, painting a really cool thing, and then, some being of Axis will be actually,
it's not perfect. And then they take the paper and make all the lines straight.
Grass isn't blue. What are you doing?
Green is not a creative color.
Very unpleasant.
Yes, but just as a rebuttal, and I just hold up the rabbit prints, and that's it.
Yeah.
Illustrana got bullied in school.
So, where do Norns hang out?
That I can't help you with. Though, this might be reaching a little bit. But if you can talk to the Anadi of the Mwangi Expanse...
Ooh,
They are big into weaving.
they are.
That's like their whole thing.
And they've got like a cool grandma.
So and she's like really into controlling all the weaving, so she probably would know.
I
if
was
there were
about to
any
say,
other weavers.
if there's any connection to Grandmother Spider, she might know
That's
something.
Genius. You don't happen to know, I don't know, like specifically a wizard Anadi that could help us out?
No, I
Maybe
don't.
some kind of little guy who just wants to be friends.
I heard that in the Ruby Phoenix tournament there was a very powerful
I
wizard
saw that.
spider.
Yeah, no, he could do such a nice little dance and everything.
You didn't hear what happened with that?
Well, didn't he try to kill the Phoenix and sort of got banished or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to him, unfortunately, but it takes guts to try something like that.
Yeah, no.
It was a
My
talk
kinda
of
guy.
Boga. But no, I also know that he's been exiled from Tien for obvious reasons.
Well, I mean,
But you're a wanderer, Bao. You'll find your way to the Mwangi Expanse.
yeah, I'll just get some mimes on it. It's fine.
She looks at you like, what?
Just
I'm
that
sorry,
slow
what?
blink of what aren't you getting from this? Hey, Matt, real quick question. Do the
Yeah?
mimes remember what I've taught them, or do I have to teach them every time I want to go back somewhere?
According to the entry, you have to teach them every time you change locations.
So stupid.
Look, they've only got like 3 megabyte of memory, right?
Right? They're running on floppy disks here. I don't know what to tell you.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll figure out ways. Starting to regret coming to such a remote location because Lord knows there's not going to be some any Anadi plays around.
Not around here, no.
Well, if we're just trying to get to the Mwangi, I know some of the elven plays.
Oh, rad! Yeah, that'll work out.
Because occasionally some emissaries would visit the palace and perform.
I did hear your queen was getting quite friendly with one of them, so...
Yes. The relations between the two nations have never been friendlier.
She snorts. Well... Bao, does this mean you're planning on traveling again?
Like, not by choice, but... Wait. I mean, I guess technically. Yeah, I don't
It's
think we've
mostly
really
just
been...
to a demi-plane, though.
Yeah,
sort
just
of pop in
hopping-
and out of our demi-plane.
demi-plane and back.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, I'd invite you in, but, like, and I'd just motion to all of the trees.
oh no, that's... I don't want no part of this. But if it helps, she kind of holds out her hand, and you watch as a lantern kind of weaves itself into existence in her hand.
Heck yeah.
And it lights itself up with a kind of soft candlelight. If you need to come back here, and she passes you the lantern. This should act as the key.
Oh, for like the magic spells.
Yes, for the ritual, magic, whatever you do. If you're walking the spirit road, it should bring you here.
Perfect. Well, I will be back. I'll keep you informed of everything that's going on. Don't you worry.
Don't
You
mind
keep-
being informed. Don't want to be involved.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay? Okay?
Just make sure everyone else gets word, because you know how much they like gossip.
It's pretty much.
Okay. Haven't seen Monkey around, have you?
She just gives you that look.
Worth a shot.
But I hope I've at least been a little bit helpful to you.
You really have. Thank you so much.
She gives a bow.
Samesies.
Well, you should be able to, you should be able to go home on your own accord, I believe.
Yes, we're gonna just make a quick stop in town, grab a book or two, and then head on out.
Okay.
So, you have yourself a pleasant time.
And with that, there's another gust of wind as she disappears in a flow of cherry blossoms as they are gathered up in the wind.
She went full Uguay.
Something like that. As for the
Yeah.
two of you,
Just gonna lean over to Illustron. I met her because I peed on her tree once.
Oh. How did she respond to that? She's a very big leshy.
What? No, she's a kami.
And those are different from leshy how?
Kami are... trying to think of elven equivalents. They're protective spirits. They're usually bound to things or places or...
Oh, like nymphs.
Like nymphs, yeah.
That makes sense.
But yeah, no, she almost killed me for that. Good friends now.
water under the bridge. It's fine.
Yeah. I think, like, for probably around 2000th, I'm gonna pee on her again. Just for old time's sake. Anyway. Let's head on back to town. I have a play to buy.
Well,
Yes.
the two of you are able to navigate back relatively easy. It's as if something has paved the pathway back for you. Well, not paved it, but kind of made sure the way is clear for the two of you. And
There's
you're
a tree that appears every so often that just looks really good to pee on.
it's just pointing in the direction of town. But you're able to get back to town and make your book purchases. I'm not going to charge you for them. There'd be a couple of silver each.
Hell yeah. Then we, I guess, Wonder Twins with our cards and go on
Yeah,
home.
we say, I believe in the heart of the cards.
I do not say that.
Coward.
And then,
What?
Bao does her magical girl transformation.
I only have that once a day. I can't just do it willy-nilly.
And then we teleport.
Well, it is as you arrive that the heralds will kind of herald your reappearance with a tooting of the trumpets.
Great.
And this will be when everyone is kind of alerted to your arrival back. And Duds will also appear and say, I have good news!
I'm almost
That's
sure
not
you
how it goes, Matt.
Good news, everybody!
I imagine Illustrana, Butonius has swooped in as soon as Illustrana has reappeared.
Oh, absolutely.
He was very, very concerned. He's very, very delicately preening her hair.
Because you don't smell right either. Like you haven't been to the right forest.
It's true. It's a weird
correct
forest.
Thank you. Rude.
What? No, I have good news.
Go ahead.
The portals have reopened. Kind of.
Kind of. Ooh.
4 of the portals have reopened, but they all seem to be going to the same place.
Okay.
Well, I would imagine that means there's like 4 people in the same place that each have one suit of card. Would be my guess.
Or 4 cards, 1 person.
It
2
could be that
cards,
as
2
well.
people. I don't. There's a lot of.
Yeah.
Kogar and Whisper, you would be here for this as well.
Oh, thank God. Whisper, I've got a quick question for you. Your book.
I like books, yes.
Where did
Uh-oh.
Right, I'll take
Norns hang out?
Norns.
Occult lore would work for this.
The skill is actually just called occult, Matt.
Yep, good roll too.
God damn it,
Norn.
Neil.
It's through this cupboard here.
There's a creature called a Nornhound. I am terrified.
Sorry, what?
I'm not looking into it.
I am.
Well, Whisper. Norns are most well known to come from the first world itself.
His tail is so fluffy.
Okay, that's cool as hell, but the description is massive wolves spun from the old tattered threads of fate. That's terrifying.
Also awesome. And I'm pretty sure they're also going to be, yup! You're going to be meeting them before the end of this adventure path is up.
I'll stop looking into him then.
A wolf stepped on my mom.
But yes, the Norna come from the first world, or at least that's where you presume their home to be. They are very obsessed with fate, and they are kind of well known for trying to poke and prod the eldest in certain directions.
Okay. Whisper will communicate that in full.
The more Whisper talks, Bao's face drops further and further.
It's okay, Bao. We probably don't need to go looking for them. They'll probably find us.
Whisper, that's worse. You know that's worse, right?
Well, if they aren't in the first world, we can at least kill them.
Somehow, that's not better.
I feel like
Just
killing a being of
find
fate might come back to bite us.
No, the omens are all lost. It's been that way for centuries now. And I think it's totally fine.
Whisper's gonna open her mouth and Puddle is just gonna ooze out into her hands.
Yeah.
And she's gonna look at Puddle and go, Puddle? Is it okay?
Is the Weaves of Fate okay? You're asking your familiar this?
Yeah.
It kind of burbles a little bit. Non-committally.
No idea what's going on.
I don't think any one of us has any clue what's going on.
No, this is Bao in character, and Nick for that matter.
Yeah.
Well, I figure she's probably... Do we know where Puddle came from?
Inside her mouth.
Well, no, like originally.
I'm gonna say that's the same answer.
Whisper will
You know,
look up
That would make
and she just
sense.
cryptically just says, rivers flow.
That they do, Whisper.
That they do.
So, Dodds, what you got for us, pal?
In what regard?
Get us out of here.
Let's go to the
Guns away.
archers.
To the room of the 6 archers.
As we're heading to the arches, Illustrana's gonna see if she can't stop by the Temple of Nocticula on the way.
Is you
It's
do
like-
not know how much now I want to get in-game, just stick a D20 inside Puddle and it can just do the 8-ball thing.
The idea that it's like a flight of stairs to get up to here, but you've somehow made it like a round trip through town.
I don't think this is on top of our castle.
It's a liminal
No.
space thing.
It is, in fact, a liminal space thing.
Hey, Dodds, real quick question.
Yes.
Are you... I'm going to use some terminology I don't like using with you, but I'm going to just power through it anyway. Are
Okay.
you programmed to keep the names of things, or can you change the names of things?
Oh, what do you mean? You're going to have to be more specific.
This
Are
is...
you the name rater?
I mean, this isn't a room of 6 archers, is it?
Well, 6 archers each dedicated to the suit of the deck of the Harrow Cards.
And
6
there's
plus
2
2
extra.
archers.
so how many archers does that make?
That makes 8, but there's only 6 suits.
So...
So,
Which
6
arches are
archers?
active?
I'm gonna get you help one day, Dodds. It's gonna be okay.
Which arches are active, Matt?
Alright, to answer your question...
Your riddles 3.
Wahahaha.
Roll 1d4.
The arches of keys, tomes, stars, and crown are lit. Each presents an identical view of rolling grasslands that feature a magnificent view of an immense flight of stairs, sized for giants, ascending to the top of a 500-foot high cliff.
The Storval Stairs.
I'd like to give you extra points for that, because you are correct. These are This is a representation of the Stovall Stairs.
Been adventuring in Verizium lately.
Oh, this is going to be interesting for you, then, because it's going to mention some of those events.
Oh,
There we
fun.
go.
Okay.
So, should we all go through the same one, or should we all go through one each?
I think 1 each should. I believe 1 each would be the most amusing.
Right on.
Are we all ready to go?
Yep.
Oh, that's
Let's-
boring.
Go.
Illustrana, as for your kind of bypassing to go to the church, there's not real much of an option. I will, however, get back to you with your sketches and stuff.
Okay.
I have not forgotten about it. We will get back to you.
Okay.
Take
I
us
have made-
through, Matt.
I have made a note of it, so to speak.
As we start heading off, I'm just gonna yell, "Hey, did any of you guys read that book, The Fly?"
It's one of my favorites.
Gonna just go right through now.
Oh, Shawanti, these are the people that everyone hates.
Wow.
Listen, am I wrong? Everyone hates them.
Why do people hate them?
Like, people in Verizia are, like, weirdly racist.
Okay. Oh, so this is like a Pathfinder 1 thing?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a PF1 thing. I assume. They tend to be better about not having in-universe weird racism.
As you step through the portal, it is over a kind of campsite where the portal opens, and stepping out, you step safely. There's 7 people kind of milling about, and they're very shocked to see all of you. One of them, however, looks exceptionally happy to see you.
Is it Bao's boyfriend?
No.
Bird.
She does in fact have a hawk tattoo on her head.
Man, that is the... I was gonna say, that's the tightest pixie cut I've ever seen.
It's gonna hurt.
A Shawanti woman comes forward, and as the picture suggests, she is bald, save for the tattoo of a hawk upon her head. It looks kind of awesome. And looking over your group, she takes a shot in the dark and goes immediately for Talden. And says, "You finally arrived! I've been waiting for you!"
Why?
Because where this is how it usually happens. Some
We
people
stumble through into some sort of comedy, some improv class.
Well, no, just in times past, whenever the stairs have been in trouble, a group of adventurers have come to save the day. And you're
And they-
here!
Just pop out of nothingness.
Far be it from me to assume where heroes come from.
And why are the Strawville stairs in trouble?
They've been taken over by a group of mercenaries.
Okay.
Are they the Pathfinder Society?
How roads work?
The Pathfinder Society, well, I have seen them come through recently. I'm not sure what happened to them, though.
Goody. Those
What?
nerds again.
Was it a small gnome, an elf, a half-orc woman, and a wizard?
That does...
You gave their races and then a wizard.
Is it the race? That description would be accurate.
Alright.
How good it's our friends.
Have they said why they've taken it over?
Oh, they're charging travelers.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
think that's just how roads work in the wilderness, is it not?
Yeah,
I mean
but
that's banditry right there, like 101.
yeah,
I
they're...
mean, it's like charging a toll. That's privatization 101, actually, if you talk to the Church of Abadar.
Well, they're also not representative of a local government. they're just kind of... They've just privatized it themselves.
You've got the
What
frickin-
government is in charge of the Storval Stairs?
That's kind of the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm getting my swinging arm ready already.
Okay.
Because the Stovall Stairs is kind of in between. It's kind of a passageway between, well, Kira and New Fassalon.
I mean, you could always go through Caremarga, couldn't you?
I mean, theoretically, but it depends which direction you're taking.
Isn't that church person from New Thassalon?
Was she from New? I think she was.
Hmm.
That's like when Nocticulans is in charge. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how she'd react to someone making it easier to get to and from New Thassalon.
What was Matt,
You're
what was her
right,
name
you're
again?
Right. Her name is,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
will be grabbing that from my notes.
Her
Her name
says
is
name to see if it makes Illustrana blush.
Arushale. Arushale.
Ari.
Irish Chalet, yeah. But yes, look, they've been pulling massive tolls from anyone who's tried to go through the stairs. Most people can't afford it.
Let's
Unfortunately,
go.
they're just too powerful for us to do anything about.
Let's
not
go beat up some bandits.
Let's bow
Toll
off lead.
management.
Now
Oh,
chases down pigeons.
I don't even like the Church of Abadar, and that makes me frustrated. And
Bow is
Illustrana.
literally chomping at the bit here. I don't think she's waiting for us anymore.
It's gonna be like old times, guys. I think one of our first things was beating up bandits.
It's true. We
They
did
have a
beat up
giant,
bandits.
if that helps.
Well,
Everything stops. Sorry, what?
it's the Storval Stairs. Of course, they have a giant.
We
you
have
be-
huge.
More specific?
It's a mountain giant. I think, anyway.
We are on a mountain. That does make some amount of sense.
Illustrana had to go on a diplomatic mission to Magnamar, and she did not enjoy it. She's not a huge fan of Verizia.
I mean, really, giant, that's not really too bad of a problem, so...
Just a
Yeah,
big.
no.
Not
Yeah,
even
just-
a huge. Not even a ginorm.
Yeah, we were... How big were we last time?
Large.
I don't know,
Large.
that guy made us pretty big, yeah.
I was huge.
Big, large, huge even.
Bulumda!
Let's go.
Let's
go kill some
engage travel
bandits.
mode.
So you're gonna do it?
We
Yeah.
are
Yeah, sure,
already
whatever,
leaving.
bye.
Maybe point us in the right direction.
Well, I can't help but feel like some sort of destiny is playing its part here.
Oh, by the way, you
So
haven't
you're not
happened
going to
see
help
any
us?
cards, have you? Recently?
You mentioned the cards. And her eyes kind of go wide, and she reaches into her pouch, and she pulls out a singular card.
What does it look like? Does it look like our cards? The fancy one?
Yeah,
Ah, there we go.
it looks like the locksmith.
Okay.
And
And she gives you the card.
Okay.
wow, that was easy. Teleports back. Well, I guess we're stuck now.
Dick move.
Wait, Matt,
Yeah.
don't we just teleport back once we've acquired the card?
Not wibbly.
Except we came
Oh,
through
but they're-
4 portals.
There
Yeah.
are 4
So
cards to get.
One of us gets sent back.
Yeah.
It just barred
think-
from leaving.
Yeah, I think in particular in this case, Whisper just gets sent back.
Now, I believe the mercenary band calls themselves the Band of Blades. I'm sorry, I don't know too much about them.
Call knowledge on that.
Give
name?
it a shot. Warfare lore would be best, but society will also do.
Society. I can't taste them.
No, you can't taste them, unfortunately.
As the person with actual thievery skill, do you want me to just take that one?
Yeah, you can take it.
It makes sense for you
I'm
most.
trained in it,
Yeah.
but
Starting to feel bad yet, Whisper?
I got a card.
I also have a lot of cards.
I think I've got like 3.
I think Val has the least.
Yeah, Bao doesn't
Which
really care about the
makes
cards,
sense
so.
to
Val doesn't
Yeah.
want the cards.
Val wants to stay far away. Sooner or later, Val's gonna have to take the cards.
We'll see.
Well, Illustrano, you don't really know much about them. The name kind of rings a bell, but it's just kind of like in the vast numbers of various mercenary bands that roam Galarian, they're just another name on the ledger. At least to you. Bow, with your natural 20.
Meow.
The Band of Blades actually has a pretty storied history.
Ooh.
Is it possible that Bao might have actually encountered them over the years?
It's entirely possible, yeah.
Bao's probably been through here once or twice. Not recently, but.
The Band of Blades up until pretty recently, like a year or two ago, like at least in the last 5 years, they used to operate as the military arm for a cult
Okay.
known as the Harbingers of Fate.
Okay.
Oh.
Now, the Harbingers of Fate were a cult dedicated to a book known as the Book of 1000 Whispers, which contained, according to legend, 1,000 prophecies that were to come true.
Okay.
oh my goodness, they've got 1,000 of Whisper all locked up in a book? How inhumane!
We have Whisper Prime.
It's probably for the best.
Man, that grind was awful. I never want to grind out Whisper Prime again. Stats aren't even that much better.
Oh,
Yeah, but the affinities for it are amazing, though.
Waiting for a rework.
I don't know, I think Whisper Prime just looks so much cooler than you know, the non-primed Whisper.
Right?
Disagree.
Absolutely.
They made her hair all gold and she loses the creepiness factor. The exalted weapon is not nearly as cool.
My fears for the Ureli Prime. But the Book of 1,000 Whispers, like I said, contained prophecies that were supposed to come true. And they ranged pretty vastly. Some of them were just minor things. Others dealt with, like, nation-changing events. The Harbingers of Fate, however, disbanded when pretty much every single prophecy did not come to pass.
Was that roughly
Yeah.
around the same time as, I don't know, Aridin died?
In the wake of,
Amazing.
pretty much, he died, the prophecies from the book stopped happening.
And then it
Um,
took them like 1,000 years, and then they were like, yeah.
Are
We're done.
these particular bandits known for anything in particular? Are they honorable bandits? Are they
No,
dickheads? Cool.
because in the last years of the Harbingers, instead of kind of overseeing events, they started to work harder to make sure the prophecies would come true.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
instead of letting things go the natural course of things, or just how they would happen, they started trying to make sure the book would come true, but were thwarted at every angle.
Cool, well, let's go
So they're
kill them.
bad.
Yeah, I'll pass this information on to everyone and just. So yeah, I'm gonna go right ahead and just guess this isn't coincidence that we're here.
there's
Let's go
certainly
kill
a
'em.
lot. Yeah, there's certainly a lot of talk of fate and destiny recently.
And I will also say, Bao, it would make sense that whatever remains of this cult would also be after these cards.
Probably has at least 3 of them right now.
No.
It's so-
I reckon they've got 2 of them. I reckon the other one is with the Pathfinder nerd. You have to bash them. I mean, request they give it over.
Okay, but you're thinking that the Pathfinders are competent enough to get one, so...
No, I think they just stumbled across it
Oh,
after some guy tripped and dropped it.
Ooh.
I think that the Pathfinders used to have one, and then it got taken by the bandits.
Well, maybe even that. That'd be real funny.
And now they're like in cages, you know, in the bandit camp.
I wouldn't go that
You
far.
so badly want to rescue the Pathfinders, don't you?
No,
I
she wants to
don't,
leave them
actually.
locked
I
in the
want
cage to
leave
die.
them in the cages.
I don't know which is worse. Truly.
The leaving in the cages, that's a horrible thing to do.
To be fair, Illustrana would not leave them in the cages. She
No.
would very begrudgingly let them out.
After shaking them down.
Steals all your
Probably.
stuff. That's just the tax of rescue, I guess.
Yep.
I'm
don't
I'm
do this for
protecting
free.
your artifacts.
You can
You
come and
can't
get them
keep
back at the
them
end
safe
of the day.
yourself. No, I think the worst thing would be just to like take the wizard's spellbook and then just mail it to the Grand Lodge.
Wow!
1 page at a time.
See, then there becomes a hostage situation. But she introduces herself as Shildar Falls Far.
All right. Bye.
Bye. We're also gonna probably break up camp here as well.
We?
She gestures to the other scouts.
Oh god!
Bye.
Just straight out of there.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's no
All right.
Yeah,
reason to
why
stick
not?
around. She gave us the card. She didn't tell us where to go. Might as well just go.
It's
Well,
pretty
the stairs.
pretty distinctive feature.
Yeah. Look, let's actually put
It's a
you
giant
there.
cliff face, and there's one stair for miles.
Oh, you're gonna
And
be
they're
so
also
disappointed.
I've made
Giant.
multiple stairs.
Now let's actually drag some people onto the field. Now, something to particularly note: you're not all there yet. You will be traveling there. I'm just kind of putting you all on here so you have an idea of things.
How far away is it to fly?
It's not that far to fly. Maybe a couple of 100 feet.
Oh,
No. So like a minute?
Yeah, it's not far at all.
less than. If I go dragon form, we're there.
If you dive in.
Well, I'm on a bird, so I'm a little slower.
And
I
we'll-
guess I'll go slower. Or we can just walk.
that.
It's a cool battle map for the Storville Stairs.
Right?
Hey, look, a gigante.
A gigante.
Whoa! Look at that sword.
Right?
Big sword.
Someone's
well,
been playing Dark Souls.
let's show her off first. Now, the question I have to ask, what is people's approach?
I'm gonna be on my bird.
Convincing this guy that he should have picked a better god.
Yeah, no, we're going to get to that. We are
Wait, does
absolutely
he not?
going to get to that.
Is he supposed to be a champion or cleric but has no divine powers anymore because his god's dead?
Like I said, we're going to get to that. But the question more is, are you going to be going in stealthily or trying to be quiet in your approach on, yes, I know you're like dragon form / bird form, but you can still approach quietly.
I'd say as a team, we're probably like, these three idiots make a big distraction just naturally. Whisper has never been seen by anyone until it's too late.
True.
Essentially, yes. Whisper will be coming up. Like, how far? Like, it's kind of like the distance scale at the bottom of these stairs here.
You have an approach of about, I want to say 50 feet or something before you actually hit the stairs themselves, or at least this section of the stairs that have been cordoned off.
Yeah, Whisper will be pretty much coming down the side here to. Yeah.
Doesn't have a.
Because as Illustrana / Juliet has said, these stairs go for miles. They go pretty damn far. This would be the, I want to say, the Galarian equivalent of something like the Great Wall of China.
Ooh.
In just terms of scale.
They're big fucking stairs.
Yeah.
And then they're mostly giant sized, but then there's like a little set of stairs that are human sized that were added on later.
You know. No, probably after Kazog got his ass kicked.
For accessibility purposes.
Pretty much. That's too big to be called a sword. Massive, thick, heavy, and far too rough. Indeed, it's a heap of raw iron. Well, there's been some shaping done to it.
Buster sword.
Yeah, like, absolutely a Buster sword, yeah.
That was actually a reference.
I didn't get it, sorry.
I assumed it was a reference. I didn't know what it was a reference to, but I assumed it was one.
I believe it's guts.
Well, as you all start to approach in your aerial forms, with the exception of Whisper, who is stealthing it, speaking of, I will get that stealth check from you, Whisper.
Okay.
Now want to fly in on my back?
Illustrana has a bird.
I have a bird.
As you start to approach, though, the giant will kind of heft a boulder in your direction. Not in a specifically targeted, kind of more as a warning shot than anything else.
Shot across the bow.
Yeah.
I've got my shield out.
Well, are you going to come down or not? There's a toll to pass through the stairs. Flying or no?
Well, frankly, we're here to kill you or to have you surrender insofar that you avoid your hideous death. So, is it going to be that we have to kill you, or are you going to surrender?
Wait! You think you're here to kill me?
Yes.
Your god can't help you anymore, so yes.
Well, when I kill all of you, you can tell him that Endlo Kyver, son of Gorum, was the one who sent you to the boneyard.
He's dead. He got. Did you not see? He died.
That's what he's saying. I think that's what he's saying, because he's in the boneyard.
Are we?
But
oh my god.
It's stupid because he admits his god sucks.
Yeah, this. Well, I'm gonna kill you now.
Through me, Gorum shall be reborn.
Meet your god.
Incorrect. I'm actually.
And I guess we roll initiative.
Not actually an exemplar.
And you should be able to roll initiative now.
Pew!
Pew 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 pew.
What is the big sky? Give me specifics on.
Ooh.
Oh, look.
It's
Not within 30 feet.
While you are
What a
flying
surprise.
outside and the day. I am outside. It is day.
Man, I think this is the first time I haven't topped initiative. Shut at the giant.
I don't have to press a button.
Roar X.
Well, you're not the only one who has to do some roaring.
Please reduce
Really,
giant's
guys?
initiative
Wow.
by 2.
Reducing whose initiative?
The giants by 2.
I guess. The 22 would put her between the Blade Mercenary and the Blade Mercenary.
The what and the what?
The Blade Mercenary and the Blade Mercenary.
Say that one 10 times.
Nope! Now, as for him, I have to check something very quickly. Yeah, no, that will do it.
He can demoralize at the start of the thing. Up to 60 feet. Is that the NPC bullshit he's gonna have?
No!
No, it's actually gonna be bird killer. He just kills a bird within sight when initiative begins.
Just straight out kills one.
No save, nothing. It's just he kills a bird.
Well. Since I'm guessing violence is the idea here.
Yeah.
We're probably only going to get through the first round before I will call it for the evening.
Al said she wanted to kill.
God, his picture is just so weirdly positioned. Like, I love it! Like, I love the energy he's bringing here. But he will take a hold of a symbol of Gorm that he has around his neck.
It don't work. He died in the sky. Oh my god.
The symbol in question is very melted and only looks partially like it did. There's a quite obvious break in the center of it, as if something pierced through it.
Illustrana is just deeply frustrated.
You see him begin to try to cast a spell. As he begins to cast it, there's a kind of flicker, as a glow does not in fact come from the symbol around his neck, but in fact comes from the sword itself.
He's an exemplar.
No, I think actually the sword is an implement of Rovagug, and Rovagug is giving him power now. That's my theory.
Hey, Juliet,
Yeah.
could you stop getting points, please?
See, this is why I have too much context.
But yes, although he does not have the, I believe it's the battle axe, or the axe that Rovagug uses.
It's any implement of destruction, really.
He is still channeling divine energy, just from a different source now. But
All things must be destroyed, but the implements of destruction shall be destroyed last.
yeah, no, this will be good.
Oh, he's gonna make me do a fort save. It's gonna be horrible.
Well,
Funny.
Well, target you.
He's targeting me.
Specifically.
I don't like these. I'm gonna have to do a fort save.
And you are in range. Are you at your proper height? Yes.
Yeah, I am.
Because just making sure for the calculation's sake. And he will cast Chilling Darkness.
Oh, it's AC. Oh, that's so good.
That's a bit better.
Oh, that's so nice.
Nice.
I don't have villain points, do I? No, didn't think
No,
so.
no one has given you anything.
That's fine. I see how it is. He casts the spell in your direction, in trying to engulf you in darkness. As he flings his sword out, and you see the ethereal imagery of it shoot towards you. But it kind of just goes a little bit wide, and he looks a little bit disappointed. The giant, in response, reaches down and gives him a gentle pat on the head. She says something, but is a bit far away for it to be heard.
How condescending.
And his last action, he will do something out of sight. If you infuse me with power, does that make me Rovagug? No, Ninzard, sorry. Also, I'm not sure if you want to be the rough beast. Whisper, it is your turn.
His kids are pretty cool.
His kids are pretty fun.
How high up would, like,
How far
this
up you
bit, this bit over here?
So it's a case of elevation. So you'd be, what, 5 feet up? 10 feet up from where that is? We'll treat this as the 0 point, though. Just for the sake of easiness.
It's only like if it was more than 30 feet, so that's fine.
Nice.
So just gonna wall run up here. And then Whisper's gonna cast Shadow Blast.
Okay.
Okay. I'm guessing 50-foot line?
Yep.
Well, that's going to be a real effective line.
I didn't rotate it. I hate these markers.
Please don't blast that way. That's not a good way.
I'd just suggest just getting the line tool instead of having to manually put it down. That.
There we go. So that's hitting all of these. So that's T.
All these guys.
I'm sure you could hit all four.
Yeah. So they get to choose between reflex and will.
That's super. Reflex and will. I think they're gonna go for reflex. There you go. Actually, I need to check her because I'm not sure about her.
What type of damage are you doing?
Yeah, that's the annoying thing about this ability. I thought it'd give me the option to choose.
It might do, but on the roll damage, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I've got to click the button.
I'm just checking her reflex. No, it's the same as will. All right. How about you guys? Are you about the same?
What's her lowest save?
Will.
Yes.
Right. I'm not going to
It's
tell
reflex
you.
and will.
You just did.
No, I told you they're the same.
Fortitude.
You're telling me that the
No.
giant doesn't have a massive fort save.
No.
It's giants are sort of like anti-elves.
They'll be going for will saves.
They invented everything last.
Oh, okay.
Because her will and her reflex is the same. So, and their will is higher than reflex, so.
Okay. Oh, this is annoying. It doesn't let me choose the damage type as well. It's going to be force damage, just to keep it simple.
Easy done. Success,
Damn.
success. Did she? No, she did as well. Alright. Only just successes, though. Hopefully this will work. and they each take 11 damage as you let loose your Shadow Blast across them.
Similar to the Radiance Torrent, it's just like the hair just like fans out and just beams come out.
I wish Elf God helped for that kind of thing. I really do. But Bow,
No,
it
it's
is your
what you
turn.
got stupefied for.
What's this?
Oh, Matt, you didn't apply the frightened.
Who was frightened?
Giant's frightened.
Jargika.
Giant is frightened too.
Frightened too?
So that would have made a difference. She would have failed.
Yes, it would have.
11 more
She
damage.
would've failed?
she takes full damage.
Alright, I'll just give her another hop. Alright. Bow. It is a barricade that has been erected using various wagons, bits of stone, and stuff like that. It's only about 5 feet high, though.
So difficult terrain.
Difficult terrain, that's about it.
Cool.
You can parkour over it. Do you need help?
I don't know.
Nope, you good.
I'm good. Parkour.
Parkour!
Val is about to just have the time of their life.
Beating up bandits where she lives.
Yeah.
Whack. That's a hit.
Just like, hey, I'm Bao. It's so nice to finally meet you. Boonk.
So long and thanks for all the fists.
Oh god.
Whack, whack.
He's taken the hits pretty well. I will say.
Chunky mercenary.
Like, they are mercenaries, but this is the difference between bandits and mercenaries. More experience, more skill. Just generally veterans. Why did I... Oh, okay. We both pressed next. Illustrana!
Alrighty, so, Illustrana is going to fly with Butonius to here, and then descend down to like there.
We're surrounded now!
And then Butonius is going to support.
More Scottish than you.
I'm so glad you picked up what I'm putting down.
Illustrana is going to...
He just gives such glum gold energy.
In the world.
No.
No, you have 2 hero points.
And I'm going to use them. And then I get sneak attack on that. And I would get my jousting. 37.
37.
And persistent bleed and dazzled.
Persistent bleeding dazzled. We'll put the dazzled on.
And 2d4 persistent bleed.
I hit like a pigeon.
And then I'm gonna raise my shield.
Sorry, how much persistent bleed? I was in a glum
2d4.
2d4? I was in a glum gold space. Just mentally.
Some kind of evil scheme, perhaps.
Is that you done, Illustrana?
That's 3.
Alright. Korgar! Also, I believe my housemate has found the spider in the bathroom.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a present for you.
It's a huntsman.
Oh, that's fine. I had a huntsman that was... I did a babby one, but jumped up from behind my bedhead last night.
Oh, this one's like fist-sized. I saw
Oh,
it
yeah,
earlier,
no.
and it hid
That's
behind
usual.
one of the cabinets, and it's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it.
Yeah, that's where he lives now. That's his bathroom.
Yeah, surprise for later.
Spells. Dragon form. Horned is 30 foot. Let's draw out a 30-foot cone.
Yep.
Oh, that's perfect.
I want to hit that guy. Can't hit that guy and hit the other.
They are badly positioned.
If I... Wait, does that work? Does that hit the giant?
Does not hit the giant.
Optimizing the placement of their breath weapon. What is this?
If you go one more to the left, you'll at least hit the giant.
Yeah, but I
But
want to
then
hit
you wouldn't
the
hit
big
this
guy as
guy.
well.
It'll be fine. We can deal with him.
You think you can solo me? You want a 1v1?
Don't tempt Whisper.
There we go.
Okay.
It's a reflex save, so.
Yeah.
Great.
If anyone's got this, it's Petonius.
You might want to go on to the left.
He jumps and he goes up and he flies back down. And he does a breath attack. I
It is the 32 reflex save.
there it is.
That. I see at least 1-1 there.
That's 3 critical failures. Yeah. Damage.
Battle forms aren't worthwhile. You shouldn't use them. Alright.
I mean, to be fair, this isn't really any different from a spell.
God, that hurt though. Yeah, but it's built into your battle form.
Go. Okay.
A giant
Do I want
critical failed as well.
And
Oh,
There we
I
go.
guess I get it back afterward.
and then Butonius takes the full 37 damage. Okay.
Yeah, but
Take that
Butonius has the
hero
hit
point
points to take it.
Yep.
Now, who else failed? Alright. He failed, so he just takes the normal damage.
Big guy crit failed. Big giant crit failed.
I got those two. Where's the damage?
I know you said we were only going to do one round of combat, but we might only need 2.
So the one round
to
cooldown
axis.
means it doesn't come back for next turn, but the turn afterwards.
Correct.
Yep.
Alright, I think that's all them done. So what does your breath look like? It's poison, isn't it?
This is a horned dragon, so it's just poison.
There's many screams of pain as the poison kind of rushes over all of them. Illustrana, you're kind of practiced in avoiding this, so you're good to go. Bao, how did you
I
go?
like to think Butonius sort of puts up his wings and takes the brunt of it.
And Bao, you kind of take it as well by the looks of things, but
Yeah.
you're pretty tough though.
Oh shit! I don't have my. wondered why my
But as your breath weapon goes over all of them, and the various mercenaries recoil, Endlo will kind of point his blade in your direction, Korgar, and go, "I've never slayed the dragon before. This is gonna be easy."
to dismiss the spell, and you never will.
Ah, disappointing.
I'm gold. Woo!
We're having way too much fun with him. Alright, this mercenary down the bottom here, well, this is pretty obvious.
Going to run the fuck away.
5-foot step. Hello, Whisper.
Hello.
Longsword.
That's
tracks.
a very fancy longsword sound for a critical miss.
Wow. And he will. They don't actually have raise shield on these guys. Ugh. He will raise his shield for his final action.
I love Matt being like, I'm giving it to them.
While they have the shield block and everything else like that, it's just they have it built into something else.
Okay.
There we go.
I think it is also just like a generic action.
It is. Now, Jagika.
Should just stop.
Well, there's just so many options. She's also hurting pretty bad, but she has a 10-foot reach. I don't think that's going to be enough for Korgal, though.
You'd need 15.
Alright. Bao, you haven't hit her yet, so she's going to do a smart thing. She's going to take a 5-foot step to the left. So now both of you are in the 10-foot.
Beans.
Now she's within reach of both of them.
Yeah,
I
no, she's
used
just
my
gonna swing at both of
frightening
you.
presence.
Surprisingly, she doesn't have it. Oh, you're talking about yourself. I don't think you have it.
I don't love to though.
You're getting the first swing though, Korgar. I'm just
Ow.
glad that hit.
Well, I prevented the crit. It'd be nice if my AC wasn't so garbage in Dragonfall, but I guess that's the cost of damage.
You do a lot more damage. Korgar is a
I do
very
so
approachable
much
dragon.
damage as a dragon. Stupid.
Oh, I was
People
just
like-
about to hit you, Illustrana.
Do it. I should have.
Yep, that's gonna be a miss, and that's her done. The mercenary is going to do a 5-foot step to there.
Resistance
Raise
5 to
shield.
physical damage.
We are probably gonna have to end it at the end of this round, though.
Gain 5 hit.
We'll miss you, Korgar. This one down the bottom. We'll delay. Actually, no. You have a staff, Bao, so they're gonna think wizard.
Oh, okay, I'm wearing breastplate.
Or a battle wizard.
Ah,
Crit fail, crit fail, crit fail. Oh,
success. Like where your head's at, though.
Very funny.
He does shake a little, but you get the feeling that he's practiced against casters. So a little bit more resilient. But Bao, if you want to do an attack of opportunity, you can.
Resilient, but not perceptive, because he definitely thought Bowcast.
That'll be a hit. Takes the 23 damage. Raises his shield, and then he's going to strike. Missing. Cool.
They're very good at these critical misses.
Hopefully we'll get a refresh for next week. This one on the other side is going to stop by raising his shield. And then takes his swing. Actually, Wickety Whack. Power attack.
Whack power attack? I think you mean vicious swing.
It clearly says power attack.
I'm getting hit by an older edition.
He needs to open up the JSONs and do find and replace.
You know what? I'm not worried about it.
It's fine.
Methinks that you should try and do something else for your first action.
Well, shields are raised. As the fight continues and at the end of the initiative, as we close out this session, I will say that upon the kind of battlements for the Stovall stairs, you see winged figures begin. You see winged figures start to appear around the battlements.
Winged figures?
Yeah.
Winged figures? Oh my god, wings?
Winged or winged?
How about I give you a picture to help visualize?
Oh.
Harpies.
As various harpies begin to descend, they're not getting involved in the combat, they're just watching, enjoying the show.
Harpies, they don't have the flapping boobies.
God.
What?
Get your pick.
I actually I think it was Hampus Flakender had a really good picture of harpies that I wouldn't mind using instead, but otherwise, with our heroes having done some adventures in and around both the Harrowheart and also in Tien, they've managed to glean a little bit more information and insight into the Deck of Destiny and who may or may not be behind who's collecting these cards and who built the deck to begin with and what motivations they might have beyond for it. But as they arrive the Stovall Stair in opportunity to get a few more of the cards, it seems as if more action and more preventative measures will be coming their way. But if you want to find out what happens next, you will have to join us next week at 5:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time for Stolen Fates for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, presented by Tabletop Obscura, powered by Foundry VT2, with music by Marco Gelfi. If you haven't followed us already and you're lurking, the follow would be super appreciated. Otherwise, socials are all there. Also, how do people feel about the splash art I used?
Radical.
James RPG
Very cool.
art. Boop. I used the James RPG art. I found him on Blue Sky. He has a bunch of splash screens on his Patreon, and I kind of looked at them and they were really cool, and it's something I've been looking for a while. But thought I'd give them a shout out as well because I used their stuff tonight. Otherwise, thank you for the follow, Buddy Melancholy. we'll be back here tomorrow night, maybe, hopefully, for Gatewalkers. We'll see how we're going. All that said, we're going to raid into the Dwarf Down Under, because he is a good friend of mine and also a player in my not Stolen Fates. This is what happens when you're running more than one game in a week. For 7 Dooms of Sandpoint, which will be starting this week. But otherwise, I hope you have a good day, a good night, a good week, no matter where you are in the world. And remember, as always, we are the storytellers. Good night, everyone.
I love you.
Wow, caught it that time. See ya.